Okay, everyone, we are taking a first look at Tonight We Rat. We are playing this on the Nintendo Switch. Keep in mind, this was a copy provided by the publisher. This came out a couple of days ago. We're gonna take a first look slash opinions on it because I've been playing a tiny bit of this off stream. So Tonight We Rat has been basically making the rounds at the moment because there's a Kotaku article up about it and a few other people have talked about it and devs have like gone out their way to say this is a unapologetically left wing politically game. So like they wear their politics on their sleeve, what the video game does anyway. And like the devs and even the publishers, they're like a co-op, and if you follow them on their social medias and everything, and you can see everything they stand for. And the devs, the interview that they did with Kotaku and everything they talk about is an interesting read, so you should definitely go check it out. So anybody who's a regular to my stream, my community, or any of the videos that I do know politically, I align myself to the left anyway. So, you know, when I heard about this game, obviously we always get video games, and you know, gamers like to say we don't like politics in our video game, but we like to talk about, you know, if you look at anything from Metal Gear Solid, or you know, any of your favorite video games, like there's always politics involved, right? Your Call of Duties or whatever. So there's always politics. Usually is some kind of right-wing politics. So to have a game that is upfront saying, oh, we're political but we're left-wing politics, that's the kind of advertisement they're going with upfront about the game. So all right, let's take a look. So we're probably gonna take a 20-30 minute look about a game and then do some discussion about the game. Is it a good game or not? Because the politics of the game is one thing, but then I feel like we probably actually got to discuss as well, like, does the gameplay stuff hold up? So if we just start right from the beginning, tear gas deployed, riot cops. So what is the gameplay of the game? So it's been described as a brawler by some outlets. So you go left and right, you like there's police and riot police, and you gotta basically get to the end of the level. So it's like left to right, and on your way you have followers that you free from certain buildings. So if you look on the bottom left, you see, like, so I want to kind of describe it like Pikmin, also like Lemmings. So it's like, oh, can you get to the end of the level, and how many of your air quotes Pikmin or how many of your Lemmings are still like with you, and depending on how many you save, you get more rewards and unlocks at the end of the level. So like there's certain points in the level where it says, oh, hold on, it talks about freeing the workers. But yeah, gameplay wise, you press L and R and you have like different weapons that you pick up. Like you got fist here, you got a spanner here, and then see like here now it says, oh, liberate the building, or like liberate the workers. And then as soon as I press it, like you have a bunch of workers that come out, and then you gotta basically help them get to the end of the level. So if the character I'm controlling dies, then I move on to the next worker. So you see how there's like 7 workers at the bottom? You might as well say like that's 7 lemmings or 7 Pikmin. So like the overworld map that we seen a little while ago was like, oh, you pick your levels, or like it's like an overall map. So it borrows a lot of inspirations from a lot of video games. Like you can say this bit here is like a River City Ransom kind of beat 'em up. Yeah, so like I was saying, it borrows a lot of inspiration for a lot of video games. So like River City, like, so the brawler or beat 'em up, whatever you want to call it, is like River City Ransom, right? And the free workers and get them to the end is kind of like a Lemmings or a Pikmin style of thing. And the overworld map is kind of like Mario based. Like you have levels, you pick your levels, you got to try to get to the end. I'm gonna show some levels later on, and it seems like it has some like Contra influences as well based on some of the bosses. A couple of years ago we saw stuff like Papers, Please. I want to say it kind of like, obviously the Russian stuff, the communist stuff, free the workers, seize the means of production. It has a very communist or like stuff we saw in like kind of like Papers, Please, like that kind of art form, if you see what I'm saying. I think that's the main thing that is going for the game. I like really like the artwork around it. Yeah, so it's got a lot of ideas from a lot of different games, and then it kind of mixes in like a shooter as well. So how does the game play? So if you press L and R, depending on, like, you can pick up Molotov cocktails and then you throw cocktails, or like you unlock this spanner, or you got your fists, you can like throw bricks if you pick up bricks. But this is all ammunition that you pick up in a level, and that's what you throw at like Riot Police and stuff. And then you have your right analog stick, and if you press the L2 or L, whatever, ZL, whatever they call it on Switch, like you can direct where you want your workers to go, or like your Pikmin or your Lemmings or whatever, you know. So if you want to get them out of the way of harm, like you can move them down there and go forward and like try to destroy the enemies so they don't get shot and destroyed, because it's all about how many workers can you get to the end of the level. But also, depending on how many workers you've got with you at the same time also means like how much more firepower you have. So if I send them over there and I fire alone, I'm just throwing one brick, right? But if I have them all with me, like this, I'm throwing a chunk of bricks together. So it's like a real balancing act of, you want to take all of them with you. Because later on there's enemies that come that basically shoot you, so they can destroy like your Pikmin, Lemmings, workforce people. I don't know what I want to call it. So depending on the end of the level, you get like cogs depending on how many workers you save. Every level has like a limit. If you get past that limit of workers saved, you get like an unlock. So here I unlocked the wrench. Here I unlocked a gas mask. Here I haven't managed to do it yet, but you unlock a chainsaw. And then, so like, this is why I was saying like the overworld maps kind of remind you of Mario, right? So it's like level 1-1, you know, so it takes inspirations from Mario there. And like the last level on the map is basically a castle, and the castle is a boss fight. So the overworld definitely has like Mario inspirations from it. So if I just show you like, so that's how every single level works. Obviously some of the later levels gets way more challenging, and at the end of the level you have a boss fight. And this is why I say it takes like kind of Contra influences, especially when you look at the bosses. If I go here, very cool looking bosses though. The board has decided you're more valuable to the shareholders if you were dead. I'm obviously very like seize the mean of production, anti-capitalist messaging, and like socialist, communist messaging. Like there's a bit later on it says like stop being a bootlicker, and I was reading something about like it's got the you throw a Pepsi can later on, so it's got the whole Pepsi can meme. So like they know the messaging that they're going for, right? Um, like that's the kind of like story about the game. Hold on, let me just do this boss. But yeah, this feels like classic NES. You know, those run and gun shooter style bosses. Like I could swear this is a Hurricane boss. Yeah, this is like a co-op studio. I think this is their first game. And the reason I kind of mentioned that is you can kind of tell it's kind of their first game. But like I said, over the weekend we was talking about all kinds of stuff in our Discord about, you know, because there's loads of controversy around Last of Us at the moment, and you know, left-wing media and left-wing content, and is it pandering regards to, you know, the Last of Us content and all that. And it's interesting that we're covering this game right at the moment as well, because it's very like anti-capitalist right now, especially what's going on in the world with COVID and everything. If you can't see how unfettered capitalism is a problem now, you probably like never will, right? If you look at like the newspaper articles and everything, it kind of reminds me a lot of like the stuff you saw in like Papers, Please and all that kind of messaging. So it borrows a lot from a lot of like different game types, but I'm all about like, you know, co-ops and how the studio is formed, and even how you should go check out the publishers as well, and how the publishers are formed and all that. But if I speak about it critically as an actual game, like there's stuff that is clearly kind of shows that, oh wait, this was their first game, and there's like a lot of ideas in it, because even though like is meant to be kind of like a brawler, right? Like River City Ransom style, and I don't know if you've played any of those games. It's gonna be kind of hard as well, especially when you talk about it as like a brawler or beat 'em up, because we just come off the back of playing like Streets of Rage 4, which I think is like one of the best brawlers beat 'em ups in like 20 years, right? So playing this straight after is gonna be really hard. Even me thinking that game was still that good and great, I gave it like an 8.5, right? So imagine how critical I'm going to be on something like this. Like the action of basically hitting someone doesn't feel like that great, and characters like slide a lot as well. Like it feels like very loose. And for example, here if we look at some of the AI, especially with how the police chase you, sometimes they just ignore you and walk right past you, and they just continuously walk to the left. And like feel wise, yeah, like kind of feels like you're like walking on ice, if that makes sense. I'm trying to play and talk at the same time. So as you can see, some of those later levels get way more challenging, and it's like harder to take. I'm just gonna call them Pikmin, chat. Take all your Pikmin right to the end. So you're gonna probably have to like do some of the later levels. You get like unlocks like an extra bonus worker at the start, or like better gear and like gas masks and stuff that makes certain levels like way easier to come back and play. But yeah, I don't know. I think the game has probably like is trying to go for a few too many ideas. Like I heard about the game and I wanted to cover the game, and I didn't realize it was out so soon. But from the trailers I watched, I thought it was like a side-scrolling beat 'em up / shooter. But it totally isn't. It totally isn't that. like it's borrowing a lot from a lot of different types of games. Overwatch, the map from Mario, like the direct your workers, Pikmin and Lemming style, the River City Ransom, like, you know, beat 'em up. But the thing is, I don't think it does any of them well. Like when you direct your workers, they don't basically listen. Like at like 30 seconds later, they'll end up coming and moving forward anyway. Like the whole punching doesn't really feel. Like, it's only one punch button, and it doesn't feel that great to punch. And like little things like here I'm on the overworld menu. If I press start, it takes me right back to the main menu. If I press start, it takes me right back to the main menu, and every time like I quit the game, it like resets my audio settings and stuff like that. Like little things like that obviously are showing clearly that, you know, indie game, like this dev's first game is priced at like $12. So yeah, like even though I like the whole like the messaging around like as a co-op game dev and how they're formed and that article on Kotaku, like if I'm talking like critically just about the game, it's kind of, I would say, like average. Like if the whole, if the political messaging wasn't around the game, like I would totally say that, okay, I could see this as a couple of bucks mobile game. And again, this is their first game, right? Hold on, chat. Let me. Again, this is their first game, but I don't know. So like, you know, I like, even though like the messaging and everything, first and foremost, it's still a video game up front, right? I mean, I suppose you could probably make that criticism about the BioShock games, right? Like BioShock Infinite, if you took the story out of it, would it just be a dull shooter? I don't know, but maybe like the shooting and the riding on rails was still kind of like an interesting gameplay mechanic, right? So as a game, I don't know if it's like that tight. And then when you like look at the price of it, like most of the time you can pick up Dead Cells, which is a phenomenal game, which is also is done by Motion Twin, which is all, I didn't know Motion Twin was a co-op. It's actually a if you don't know what co-op is, chat, I'm sure there'll be people watching this on YouTube or Twitch. Like co-op is like a form of business and how it's owned and run. It's cooperatively owned by the workers, basically. So everybody shares in the profits, that kind of thing. That's just like a very simplistic way. So yeah, Motion Twin, the developers behind Dead Cells, developers and publishers behind Dead Cells, is also a co-op. If you like look at it in that respect, right? This is $12. Most of the time on Steam, you can pick that up for, I mean, it's probably 24 now, but whenever it's on sale, it's been out for a couple of years, you can totally pick that up for around there. So even though like that's how they're advertising their game, that's like being the messaging around it, that when they did that Kotaku interview, like that's what they went up front with. And obviously we can't make that comment. It's not pandering, right? Because, you know, like the devs are clearly left wing and like they have a co-op company, so they stand for what they believe in and what the game is trying to say as well. Obviously the game is satire, right? They're not saying throw petrol bombs at police or anything, right? It's satire to an extent, but it's still like, you know, capitalism is like out of control at the moment. You're etic. But then when hold on, I don't want to get hit by this tree. But looking at it just from a gameplay sense and how much it is, then I've got like, you know, let's say I've got a very left-wing audience, then I still got to be mindful of you recommend this just based on his politics? Like, first and foremost, still a video game, right? And for like $12, there's a lot of good video games you can pick up for that price. And again, it could be just me. Again, this is still personal preference, right? I don't know if the gameplay is doing it for me personally. Like, you could totally like that kind of Bad Lemmings, not like River City Ransom, but not the tightest beat 'em up. Maybe the messaging alone is enough that does it for you. But I don't know. I was like still like without I would die. Without the messaging, especially with the price of it and everything as well, I've gotta get a bit more. I've got to get a bit more critical about it. Let's say like I don't know if gameplay wise it holds up. Smash the Union. See, like stuff like that, but like stuff like that is like, I'm not saying Smash the Union, chat. I'm saying like stuff like that is like very like, especially at time now, right? Is like this is what companies are doing and stuff, right? Especially when, like, did you see the news that recently came out about like how Amazon was firing his workers that were speaking up about the problems that they were having with COVID-19 and protective equipment and gear as well. Like, maybe this is the perfect time for this game to come out, and maybe it can just like live on the messaging alone. Again, we're like a hardcore video game, even though we get political here, but we're still like a hardcore video gaming stream, right? So I don't know if all the ideas come together. Like, personally, what I think this would have been better if it was just like, it's borderline a twin stick shooter meets a little bit of a beat 'em up. Like, if they would have made this kind of like almost Contra like, I think it might have been a better game for it. But one thing that is clearly great is like where they've hit the nail on the head is definitely like the artwork and stuff, and it definitely has that like Papers, Please kind of aesthetic, right? Which everybody loved. So like that stuff, it hits great. I'm just not sure if all the gameplay comes together. But again, half my workers dead. That is personal opinion, right? And I have to say, I did just come off the back of Streets of Rage, but even looking at it from a Retro City Rampage kind of stuff, I want to say like those Technos style beat 'em ups, there was a lot more feel when you're punching enemies and stuff, and you don't literally get any of that, no pushback or anything. So I think they went with a little bit like too many game ideas in one. I think if they would have narrowed down their scope a little bit, I went with, oh, okay, we've got interesting messaging, we'll base it off of that, we'll regardless if you agree with it or not, right? If that's the satire they're going for, right? Right, fine. It's got the cool artwork. When you pick up like bricks and stuff and throw bricks at people, or like bombs here. Oh, I think I just killed my own. Oh no, I didn't. Like the way you pick up items and throw them at people, and I'm using the right stick to aim, it's kind of like a twin stick shooter, you know. So I think if they would have just focused on that, it would have been much better for it. Yeah, I heard it's about like 3 hours long. It's around 3 hours long, so it's not like crazy long. Again, sorry, I'm playing terribly because I'm just trying to put some thoughts together about the game. Uh-oh. All right, here's where I'm being smart. See, I even though I told my other workers to wait over there, see how they don't wait and they just still come forward? Because I'm trying to be smart here. Oh no! Workers, move! Because you still didn't watch Papers, Please, the musical, which I watched I think 2 years ago. Didn't we watch it live on stream? But see what I mean about that aesthetic though? Like people liked this aesthetic, and like I got a kind of feeling this is they saw that and they went with that as well. And like people liked it so much, there was like a parody YouTube movie made about it. You should go watch it. I'm sure we watched it on stream. But you know, like the artwork the game does very well. I don't know for me personally though if the actual gameplay stuff is tight enough, and if you're like if you don't like the messaging, again, it's parody chat. Like one other thing we will talk about is like obviously with it being with them going out and saying it's unashamedly left, you know you're gonna trigger some right or alt-righters, so they've been going like mass downvoting the GOG page, and they've been mass downvoting the YouTube videos. Like, you know, that stuff is bound to happen, right? Like we've been spent days talking about the controversy and the upcoming controversy that is going to be around Last of Us 2. And as somebody myself who likes the co-op stuff and is left-wing and all that, but like, I'm like, huh. Oh God, my workers, run! Oh, they give you a dog as well that you can, at uncertain levels, you get a dog. Yes, I really do like the artwork on it. Yeah, so there's me in the middle. I'm like, I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be like, dude, I make gaming videos. We cover video games here. I'm just gonna cover it and base it off of the video game-ness of it. So, some of the earlier music I'm not into. Some of the like the music on the second map, I am really enjoying. Like the aesthetic and the artworks and the music, like late in the later on levels, I'm enjoying. Man, did we get a sequel to Papers, Please? Obviously, I'm missing a lot of the paper clippings and like. Uh-oh. Alright. No more thoughts and opinions on the game. Let's just play the video game now. Yeah, it's probably something you do have to keep in mind though. $12. 3 hours. Oh my days, I just walked right into her. We was having this conversation in our Discord, right? Like, definitely you can be about a game and about a cause, right? But just because a game is aligns with the way you think and your political affiliations, does that still mean that you can't judge it on its merits of, yo, is it good content? Is this a good left-wing movie, or like is this a good left-wing take on a video game? If you take out the messaging from it, right? Is this still a good video game? And again, you can't really say, oh, this is pandering, right? The advertisement is pandering. They're co-op. Wow, I'm getting butchered here. They're a co-op video game dev. Even the publisher is a co-op, right? So they're clearly not. If you go follow their Twitter accounts and go check them out, which I highly advise you to do, because they say some good stuff. All right, don't hit the hits. Yeah, you can like it for its messaging, but I still know in the form of the video game it is, the video game side of it is, I think is average. Stay up there, workers! Hold on, let me deal with this time. Like little stuff like that, they just like they don't listen. It seems like you're fighting the controls because like they're kind of floaty. Playing Pikmin and the Pikmin not listening to you would be infuriating, right? I don't know. I guess that's a personal preference thing, though, right? Is the messaging more important to you than the video game? First and foremost, right? You are playing a game again, but that could be me, right? Covering video games for so many years. Goddamn, I'm a jaded video game critic at this point. Who knew it? Where did I become this? I don't know. I think if this would have launched like half the price it was, it'd probably been like much easier to swallow. Oh my god, this tree. It does remind me though, hold on, chat. Alright, stay there. God damn it, so I can deal with liberate the workers. Unionize, boys and girls. What? That did nothing? Come on, this is a... This is why I was saying that it was interesting that we're covering this right now, especially with everything that we was talking about over the weekend and what is going on with The Last of Us and all that. Like, I'm kind of curious whether watching this in Twitch chat, you're watching this on YouTube. If you've got a video game and you agree with the messaging of the video game, is that more important rather than if the game is good or not? Again, I'm not saying like the game is like trash tier or anything like that, right? And, you know, it's just like an average game, right? You know, I'm not trying to make it out like, oh my god, this is the worst part I've ever seen, blah, 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 anything like that. I'm just saying though, like, if it's a game first and foremost, is that more important than... Is the messaging more important than if the game is like good or not? Or if the streamer is actually playing the game well or not? Jesus Christ. Hold on. Not like this. Like, that's why I think definitely the interesting conversation is to be had, right? So I definitely know there'll be people who will buy this game and support this game like, yo, we're all about unions, which you should be. We all like, we like the co-op model and everything, but I want to say like them video gamers, especially at a time like this, right, are hella thrifty, right? They're always looking for like good value and stuff, so It was also very interesting to me though. Like Kotaku did a piece on it. Rock Paper Shotgun recently did a piece on it. I was like, like, you know, like this is how I feel. Like, you know, when I play a game, this is me personally, I can't say for other people. I play a game, if I do a review on it, I'll fully gather my thoughts together and everything as well, and then I'll go around and I'll look, say, like, what did other people think about it? Did they have the same thoughts on me? Was I way off on this one? Did I see something they didn't see? Or like, or if I'm doing a first look of a game, and I'm like, okay, this is what the game is, I feel, then I'll probably go around and say, oh, did I miss like a feature or something? Did I not get it? But yeah, like, because this came out like last week and we got the code over the weekend, I was like, I wonder, like, wait, did we do that level again? Hold on. What level? Wasn't paying attention. I was like, I want to see other people. Is it just because I just came off of Streets of Rage and because it was the trader made the game look like beat 'em up / shooter, and it's not really that, right? I was like, what are the big press sites gonna say about the actual gameplayness of it? And nobody really had any critical opinions on the gameplay side of it. Everything was around, oh, game is unapologetically left, this is the messaging, they spoke to the devs and all that, which all that is still great and good. And I was like, am I just being harsh on the actual gameplay side of it? I'm not sure. All right, let's give this one more go where I'm not gonna speak. So like, all in all, is a very, like, this is the kind of game that I love, right? In the sense of, not is the game good or bad, but a game that we can have a conversation around. If you look at all the podcasts, or when I grew up watching like GameSpot and their podcast and everything, like one of the main reasons I became a streamer, YouTube, whatever it was, like, play a game, have a conversation around a game. So in that sense, it's like fascinating, right? Like, everything that is going around it. Some people called for, oh, you know, if this is called for hardcore communism and like bottle police and throw Molotovs at them, shouldn't this game get taken off of Steam and all that, blah 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 blah? You know, is this extreme left, blah blah blah, or like with people downvoting and like, and then me coming here going, okay, even though when it comes to politics I'm a leftist, let's just actually cover the gameplay aspect of it, and then let's have a conversation around it. This is the kind of games that, like, I like getting, right? Just to have a conversation around. I'm just sorry, I'm just looking down at my chat. So chat is saying, like, games gotta stand on their own. But I'm happy to pay for C tier content if I like the message. Case in point. Yeah, again, so like, that's where I'm like, I'm not sure, like, that's a very, like, even like, I try to, unless I'm doing a full-on review, I always try to avoid of, yo, should you buy a thing or shouldn't you buy a thing? Because especially with games, is like, we all have very different opinions on what is good or not, and if I will enjoy a thing. I was recently talking about, like, I wasn't as crazy and in love with Persona 5 like everybody else was, right? So the best I can do is like show what the game is, what is it, and then let everybody make their own opinion. That's why it's very hard for me to decide, right? For some people that totally might be enough, right? You know, the messaging and like how the devs is formed, and because it's a co-op and everything they stand for, regardless if it's a average game. Again, me being hella jaded ass video game. I can't enjoy stuff anymore, chat. Making shit that everybody else likes, I'm there picking it apart. I gave Streets of Rage, I called it the best beat 'em up we had seen in 20 years, and I gave it a goddamn 8.5. What the fuck is wrong with me? I can't enjoy video games anymore. I played so much goddamn games, I'm like nitpicking the shit out of everything. So, you know, if I give that 8.5, I think I'm gonna give this. So in that sense, like, joking aside, right, it's very personal preference, right? All right, come on, my brothers. Hey, punks, want a free helicopter ride? Base, oh wait, I thought he was legit giving me a free helicopter ride. Oh, run! I just threw a bomb at my own workers. All right, pull out the bricks, boys. I would have liked more gulag messages though, unless I've missed it. Like chat was going, yo, bootlicker is one of my favorite terms. I kind of do like that at the moment. I want to see more. Put them in the gulag. Or maybe I've legit been talking so much. I've literally missed it. Oh god. No. All right, we're good. Come here, pick me. All right. Well, yeah, one thing I definitely, the artwork, the whole artwork and the music around it, they kind of nailed it. Like, I may not like the music, but the first map's music was freaking brought me hell attention. Did we just run past? Oh, maybe that's the secret. Like, brought me hell attention. Damn it, our boy Hassan Abi covered this. He was playing this a couple of days ago, and his community was like, oh my days, he's so trash at video games. I don't think this is possible, because he is trash at video games. Don't tell him I said that. I'm probably playing this worse than he did. God damn it. Didn't think it was possible. All right, let's see this boss. Again, as you can see, I've done terrible on all these levels. I haven't unlocked all the extra stuff because, you know, God, I let my brethren die. Fuck's sake. God damn it. Giant wood choppers are totally reasonable. Oh, okay, so this is a change. This turns into a... Uh-oh. All right, no, we're good. All right, what do we shout while we're going to these rounds? YOLO. I feel like that doesn't have the messaging. Like right here, this feels a bit like Excite Bike. Goddamn, like you gotta be like I wonder if you gotta be an old ass gamer like me, but like definitely I'm like going over these ramps that feels so much like Excite Bike. This game bars like it bars influenza. No, influences. That's the word I'm looking for. You can clearly see his influences. I like that though. I like the side thing. Okay. Chat, that was very hard. Very, very hard. I can't believe I did it the first time. Talking and playing video games. Challenge. By working together and bringing the misguided into their ranks, they seized... Wait, did they say seize the means of production? They think they've won anything of value? It's just mud, trees, traitors, you simpletons. Did they say see like seize the means of productions? Uh-oh, what's he gonna do? Area liberated. So yeah, this is on Steam, is on Switch. Dockyards level 3-1. Contract for total save. God to become great. Wait, hold on. Yeah, it's got a real 80s NES vibe about it as well. When I first played it and I looked at the map, I don't know why, it gave me a Ghostbusters vibes. Who remembers that NES Ghostbusters game? I don't know why though, because it doesn't play like that at all. There's just something about it. Like, I was like, oh, this reminds me of that crappy Ghostbusters game. Not because I'm saying this game is crappy. I'm saying that Ghostbusters game was crappy. What? I said it, chat. I know there's fans of that Ghostbusters game. It sucked. When I was a kid, I didn't even know what the hell to do. Like, oh, shit. These motherfuckers are gassing us? What the shit? Oh, I wasn't expecting a change of enemies. Oh god, that's an interesting take. Yeah, I think if they should have totally made this. Here's the thing though, I was thinking over the weekend, I was like, why didn't they make this like a side-scrolling Contra style twin stick shooter, right? Side-scrolling twin stick shooter. And I was thinking like, I don't know, because then the gameplay has to help tell the messaging of the story, right? And you running and gunning wouldn't probably, oh my god, I'm not paying attention, probably wouldn't help to tell free the workers story, right? I mean, you throwing Molotov cocktails probably doesn't help to tell the free the workers story either, but like that would have just probably made it worse, right? Because the music's great, no, art is great. I think it would, if it was just, I wonder if it would have just been a tighter twin sticks style shooter, would have been a better game for it. Clearly they got the twin stick stuff there. But yeah, what is clear? You're gonna buy this for the atmosphere, the artwork, the music, the messaging, and the feel, rather than the game side of it, I feel. And again, I'm not saying it's a crazy bad product, yada yada yada, but again, at the same time, like 12 bucks and whatever that translates into pounds, in that sense, you do have to be kind of critical of it, you know. So there you have it. That was a first look at Tonight We Riot. Keep in mind, this was a copy provided by the publisher. This will be going up on YouTube. Highlight will be going up on this on Twitch as well. If you're watching this on Twitch or YouTube, let me know what you think. What are your thoughts on the game? Don't forget to drop a like on the video. I'd appreciate it very much. Don't forget to come check us out over on Twitch. If you're watching this over on YouTube, we stream there a couple of times a week. Got our Discord, got our Twitter. All that information will be in the description. Hit that follow button, turn that notification bell on. I would appreciate it very much. Much love. Peace.